Good afternoon, everyone. Gabe Velazquez here with you, transparenttrading-solutions.com on a Friday, 2nd August. Huge volatility week, which we were expecting, and really it's good news for traders. We finally, with the VIX sitting at 12 pretty much for the first half of the year, with just some minor spikes, this could be starting a really great opportunity month with August, September, with volatility really jumping. Let's get right into the charts. Again, I'm going to have a class coming up apropos options, thrive on volatility, and earnings are a catalyst. So if you, I'm already getting full, by the way. So go ahead and register for the class below. It's going to be on Wednesday during market hours, on Wednesday at 11 Pacific. So sign up for that. Sign up for the newsletter. I'll be writing this weekend as well about what's happening. Let's get right into the charts here. And the first chart, really the chart of the day or the week, is the VIX. The VIX spiked right to close to 30, which is one of the bigger spikes we've seen since the mini financial banking crisis, I guess, from last year. That was the last time we came up in here. And, every time we've come up to the 30s in the last 14, 15 months, we've actually bottomed in the market. Whether today is the bottom obviously remains to be seen. But, we did have some puts on the S&P and at TTS, and we covered these right as this was hitting close to 30. Overall, the S&P still only down about 6-7% from peak to trough. So, it's not like it's, and we're coming into some really key levels. In fact, we're getting a little bit of a lift into the close, which is not a surprise again. Overall, just kind of choppy trading. We have some levels below. Essentially what happened is we came right into this gap that I actually mentioned to you on Tuesday. I don't know if anybody took that. With the weak economic data that came out on Wednesday, this thing just fell off the cliff. And then, coupled with the weak earnings from some of these mega caps like Amazon and whatever. But it's really unusual that people are panicking off of this. Usually you'll get a spike at 30 on the VIX with some kind of geopolitical stuff or the financial crisis, some kind of crises or something. So just very unusual that we got such a huge spike in the VIX. But we'll see. Maybe that again, that puts in a low, and then we rally back up into these areas here. The NASDAQ obviously bearing the brunt of the whole sell-off here. And we did come up into some of these levels up here, sold off really hard. And now coming into this next week with all the mega caps, NVIDIA doesn't report for another 3 weeks. So that's going to be the final of the mega caps. We do have some levels also here, and we do have possibly some levels forming around here. And the Russell, when everybody got so bullish on the Russell, right back up. We actually missed we were looking for at TTS, we were looking for a short up to where you see these lines up here. Never came up a little bit short and then rallied. So now maybe it comes down into this mean reversion type of area. Obviously big moves in nothing really on Bitcoin. Bitcoin got hit late in the day, kind of tracking the market, but not as much as you would think. Rates, big mover, clearly broke out of this consolidation. Whether this is how far do they drop? And by the way, rates dropping is not necessarily a good thing. That's why, we'll see. We're coming into some pretty, not having any kind of great levels on the 10-year futures, by the way. There's just a bunch of, stuff up here. And the 2-year also had a huge move, and nothing there. So, we're starting to look at the bond market for some levels here, higher. And then also the dollar, obviously, with yen getting hammered. I'm talking not the yen, the Nikkei getting hammered. The Nikkei Japanese index with the Japanese yen just flying. I've been talking about the 162 level on this. And now we're coming into some really key levels. So the yen, they raised rates and so forth. This looks like it's coming into some levels up here. We'll see. There's FXY, by the way. I think I mentioned FXY. Maybe a little too late to jump in on this one, but this was the one. I have some members in that guy right there. If you are more of a options guy or a stock guy, FXY is the yen. Obviously, you want to chase this now, but when the yen was at 162.57 was the low, and we'll see how that goes there. Finally, gold right up against the highs, pulling back, very choppy. Oil getting hit along with the rest of the economically sensitive. So the geopolitical situation in the Middle East clearly is overshadowing the perceived kind of slowdown in the U.S. economy, and that's what hit oil. But it did get a little bit of a bounce, and maybe things heat up in the Middle East, you get a further upside on the in the oil market. Everything else really not much. Just to finish up here of interest. The mega caps were okay today, other than Amazon. Apple was actually up on the day. Not a lot, but it was up on the day. It really didn't move on earnings. The one big hit was on Amazon. That's that thing got hammered today. That thing's gone from 200 to 160 along with it. But also Nvidia, which is interesting. Nvidia never broke below 100, which was the low recently. So this is another tell, possibly. Notice how we made a low a couple of days ago at literally about 100, and we actually didn't go lower today. So maybe, again, this is due for a bounce of some sort. So, okay. All right. Again, sign up for the class, sign up for the newsletter, give me a thumbs up, some commentary, and we will see you next Tuesday. Take care. Have a great weekend.